Donald Trump is clearly not well. I mean, not just his actions with becoming an authoritarian dictator, which technically he did promise he would do, except only on day one, not 7 months into this. But either way, his mental health is getting worse by the day. You know, we have seen so many examples just this past week alone of massive cognitive decline. That man doesn't know who he is, what he is, where he is at any given point of the day. He may know one of those things, but he could not tell you all three all throughout the day. But he went off a little crazier than usual at Senator Elizabeth Warren this week, who he called mean, horrible, and then said that she needed to take a drug test. This happened during a press briefing at the White House when a reporter from Lindell TV, and I'm pausing at that for dramatic effect because, yes, a reporter from the Pillow Man's media outlet that's not even, it's an online thing, they are allowed to be in the press pool at the White House for some reason. So anyway, this idiot from Lindell TV raises her hand, Trump calls on them, and the question is, Democrats like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren continue to peddle the lie and the claim that you're trying to cut Social Security despite your repeated promises to protect it. Why do you think they keep pushing this misinformation and literally terrorizing the elderly in America that sadly keep watching the very misleading mainstream media? Now, first of all, in the legal profession, we would call that leading the witness. That is a loaded question that in and of itself is filled with misinformation. It is no secret that Republicans have been attempting to cut Social Security for many, many years now, by the way. Elon Musk wanted to get rid of it completely, said it's the biggest Ponzi scheme in human history. So it's not fantasy, it's not fabrication. The Republican, agenda for, 2020 or 2022 included cutting Social Security, raising the retirement age, lowering the benefits. These are things that are in the Republican agenda. So don't act like these crazy lunatics are saying you're going to do this. Republicans are literally trying to do it right now and have been for many years. So anyway, here's how Donald Trump responded to that very loaded question. I love your question. I should have called on you first. It's so vicious what they do. Elizabeth Warren said she was an Indian. We call her Pocahontas. She's a liar. She lied her whole career. Based on the fact that she was Indian, she was able to get into certain colleges, get certain jobs, get into certain universities to work there. She's a liar and a mean person. She's a nut job. I watched her the other night. She was all hopped up endorsing a communist in New York City, and she was all excited and jumping up and down. She's got to take a drug test. She really does. She's got to take a drug test. There's no way somebody can act that way and be normal. What she has done to our financial institutions, she destroys people. Do you know that you had a lot of great banks in the Midwest and banks that loaned to farmers and others, and they went out of business? She put them out of business. Stone cold mean. Banks that were open 150 years, family banks that supplied the farmers and manufacturers and others, and she put them out of business. She's a mean, horrible human being. Yeah, wow. I do think somebody's on drugs, but I don't think it's the person that you're asking to take the drug test. Because did you notice the shift in tone, folks? It started off kind of like a normal answer, like, yeah, Elizabeth Warren, she's a liar. She said it was this, and then it wasn't, and then suddenly that anger boils over. He starts with the name calling. He starts with the lying. Elizabeth Warren didn't close those banks. Those banks were closed down because the banks failed because of the deregulation of the Republicans. They got in over their own heads because of what Republicans set up that led to the banking disaster and collapse. That's what happened. But then he starts getting angrier and making these salacious claims and demanding that she take a drug test and just getting all worked up, like somebody who's on something might do at the slightest provocation. So I do think, again, somebody does need to be taking a drug test, but it's not Elizabeth Warren. I think Donald Trump is either on something, and if he's not on something, then he probably needs to be on something, right? That's the other side of it. This is a man who claims he's never done drugs, he's never had a sip of alcohol. Maybe you should at this point, right? Something to maybe calm your nerves. Although I have a feeling you're going to be a mean drunk. and you're going to get on social media and say a lot of things you're going to regret, use a lot of words that you know you can't use. You substitute them for like low IQ. Maybe, I don't know, engage in some recreational, the thing that's becoming more and more legal across the country. Do something to calm you down. Because the way you're acting, Donald, is not normal. We have seen Elizabeth Warren all excited and happy before. And she was likely happy because Mamdani is, crushing it in the polls right now. But you, on the other hand, get worked up. She was celebrating something. You kind of go off the rails when somebody just asks you a simple question. So drug tests should be had. And if yours comes back clean, then we need to figure out what drugs to put you on, pharmaceuticals, so that maybe you calm the hell down for a hot minute. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.